Village Board meeting to order. February 9th, 2026, 6:04 p.m. And we need a roll call to see who's here.
Karas,
Here.
Anastasio,
Here.
Venturini,
Here.
Washburn,
Here.
Pollock,
Here.
DeGroot.
He's here. Trustee Boccia is excused. Next item is Pledge of Allegiance. Please join us. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So we have a presentation by Racine County Economic Development. It's their annual review. Please welcome Laura Millian.
Thank you for having me this evening. So included, not with your packet, but in front of you is just the overview memo of what our CDC accomplished under our contract with the village this year. So included there is also a dashboard of the completed numbers of our goals versus results across Racine County. And then the memo highlights a few of the things within the village that we completed, and I'll walk through that. Just as a reminder, there are 4 items that we can do each year under our contract with the village that are covered by our strategic plan, plus we have special projects that we do with the village. So we do business attraction, which includes residential and industrial attraction. We support existing businesses with growth opportunities and support entrepreneurs. Then we focus on highlighting Racine County or promoting it as a great place for talent to locate to support our businesses. And then finally, we want to make sure that our CDC is relevant, so we continually evaluate our programs, make sure that we're innovative and we're partnering with different organizations. And then we have special projects for the village, which include bolstering and coordinating marketing efforts to further economic development goals, supporting implementation of TID 5 development, and then engaging with housing development prospects to ensure a thorough review and consideration of financing programs. So as you look overall across Racine County, we managed to hit most of our goals for the year, though there are a few areas where we were not successful. We assisted 84 businesses with financial assistance and through the BizStarts program. The projects are expected to result in about $158 million in new private investment, which is considerable. Where we fell short was in total jobs created, and that's a trend that we've seen on an ongoing basis because businesses are not, if they're just buying a piece of equipment, they may have a small project in terms of job creation, and even on larger projects where there is significant investment, there may be significant automation investment that may result in lower job creation numbers. So a couple highlights from the Village of Mount Pleasant. We continue to focus on doing outreach to our real estate professionals, developers, and site selectors. One of the things that we were able to complete this year was hosting a couple of events with the National Association of Industrial and Office Parks, so NAIOP, which is a real estate networking group. That featured development opportunities in Racine County, as well as highlighting projects. And of course, everybody is interested in the data center and what's going on with Microsoft, as well as other development that's happening in the village, especially on the housing side too. We submitted 16 requests for information for sites in Mount Pleasant out of the 22 total that we completed this year. We had 37 business recruitment prospects with interest in the village of Mount Pleasant, as well as 9 of those continuing to be actively engaged with interest in the village. 2 projects that were successful, Fiduciary Real Estate Development Spring Street project, which you all are familiar with, as well as GZ Printprac, which is a Czech company that has gone into one of the industrial building that's off of Louis Sorensen Road that resulted in 40 new jobs. And we started working with that company in 2024, but it was not announced until December of 2025. So just to give you a sense of how long we're involved in working with some of these projects. We also continue to work with Racine County on identifying what can be done to spur additional housing development with a focus on single-family for-sale housing, which we've talked about previously. And that effort will continue into 2026. On the business expansion and entrepreneurship side, we continue to receive lots of inquiries from different individuals within Racine County, whether that's businesses or our partners seeking technical and financial know-how of our staff. That does not always mean that it's going to be a project, so it may be somebody looking for information on a program, or it may result in a referral to one of our partners. So we had 285 business inquiries, and then 27 of those were specific to the village of Mount Pleasant. We also continue to do a lot of outreach to our existing businesses. So that means doing call visits with village businesses. So we had 11 of those, as well as just having conversations with our partners to ensure that they are aware of the resources that are available to our business as well. Had 3 projects that were successful on the business expansion side. These 3 businesses, Ying's Kitchen, Lavaggio Express, and We Rock the Spectrum, took advantage of the Racine County matching grant that works well in terms of providing marketing, consulting, and training for those minority, veteran, and women-owned businesses, as well as manufacturers in Racine County. Other things that we completed this year were a couple of initiatives in partnership with RAMAC and Wisconsin Manufacturing Extension Partnership to support our manufacturers. We had a manufacturing forum, which focused on different topics that were related to manufacturing, including artificial intelligence and automation. And then also the Continuous Improvement Roundtable, which was a new initiative that we launched this year and will continue into 2026, which really is about peer learning and sharing between the manufacturers and our community. On the entrepreneurship side, we continue to coordinate with our partners, such as the Small Business Development Center, SCORE, BizStarts Milwaukee, Downtown Racine Corp, Legacy Redevelopment, the Latino Chamber of Southeast Wisconsin, and WIBIC. It's important that we're all on the same page of who's doing what, so we're not encroaching on each other's and what we're able to do, and we're able to better serve our entrepreneurs in the community. We continued our BizStarts program, and as just a reminder, this is a 3-stage program. Phase 1 is 6 weeks of training. Second phase is working with a mentor, and then third phase is working with a student consultant. Currently, we're working with Carthage College students, but hope to add UW Parkside at some point. This year, we actually engaged with 30 new graduates, though we were actually servicing some of the graduates from the ones that went through the cohort in 2025. So I've included some of that information there. 7 of the participants that we've worked with so far have been from the village of Mount Pleasant. We'll continue this program this year with some technical training. We partnered with CLA on some QuickBooks as training, as well as Business Plan Canvas, facilitated through the SCORE chapter. And then we'll do a 4th cohort come fall 2026. The other thing that we worked on in partnership with Kenosha and Walworth counties is a new pitch competition that we will plan on doing again in 2026, just to draw more attention to opportunities for innovative businesses and entrepreneurs to get a little bit of resources and exposure within the community. On the talent attraction side, we continue to update GreaterRacineCounty.com and showcase Racine County as well as the village of Mount Pleasant through various video messaging, social media messaging, and we completed 8 new social media reels to be able to really promote quality of life amenities in our community. On the young we really have focused more on young talent more recently, just to ensure that our messaging is talking to young folks and making sure that we're engaging with them on things that they're interested in. So we've created an early career hub as a result of a professional focus group that we held with college students and young professionals. We partnered with Kenosha Area Business Alliance to support our businesses who hosted interns this year to be able to make sure those students were engaged and being able to be exposed to our community. Piloted a college student tour of Racine and Kenosha to be able to make sure those students who are ambassadors on their campuses to be able to know a little bit more about our community and make sure that they know what opportunities there are to live and work in our community as well. And as I mentioned, I highlighted some of our special projects including continuing to engage with Microsoft. So, from a contract perspective, we talked a little bit about it at the committee of a whole. Last committee of the whole, not the one that was before this meeting, our activities really have not changed. We've made some adjustments in terms of just some of the language in there, and we are asking for a 3% increase over our previous contract in 2025. I'll take any questions you might have.
Are there?
I don't have any questions, just a comment. You went over that pretty quick. That's a good job, Laura. That was a lot to say. You know, it's very impressive what you're doing, and I really love the focus right now on housing, and also the colleges and the young people, the high schools, the gateways, Carthage. Carthage has an amazing group of people that are engaged in community activities all over the county, Racine and Kenosha. I'm actually amazed at what they participate in, as well as UW, but Carthage is standing out for the moment. But I mean, I think this is many of your targeted goals you far exceeded. I think it is interesting, as you mentioned, that the jobs created is the one that, we all talk about jobs, and that's the hardest one to fill. And we see that with the companies that are coming in terms of their employee bases are smaller, higher paying and smaller. But I just want to thank you for the hard work you put in on behalf of not only Mount Pleasant, but Racine County through RCEDC.
We appreciate the partnership with Mount Pleasant, so thank you.
Well, it's not only Mount Pleasant's partnership, but it's the reach, the depth of reach that you have with players like M7 and all of those entities that that are here to help bring opportunities to Wisconsin, more specifically southeast Wisconsin, and very specifically Mount Pleasant. We appreciate your continued efforts that way.
Economic development is definitely a team sport. It requires lots of different entities to be able to be successful, so we appreciate those partnerships.
Who baked the cookies? Is that from you?
That is not for me.
Oh.
Those are actually a little token from the new deputy administrator, Patrick Brever.
Oh.
Significant other.
Who baked the cookies?
Thank you.
Okay. All right, sorry, Laura, I thought maybe you were baking for us too.
Thank you, Laura. Next item would be public comment. Members of the public are welcome to provide comments on any matter. Please fill out a comment form and the president will recognize you. Use the microphone, state your name and address for the record. Comments are limited to 3 minutes. Anything from the clerk? I have nothing. Anybody in chambers here wishing to speak to speak publicly on any matter?
Hi.
I have to bring you up to the microphone.
If you want to talk.
If you want to
don't
speak.
have to.
No pressure, right? My name, my address, the public record. Hi.
Hi.
My name is Brittany Crossley. I'm a licensed massage therapist, and I'm just here to represent my business because I was told it was going to be on the docket and discussed. My address is actually in Kenosha, so I don't live in Mount Pleasant, but I do hope to work here and provide professional massage therapy services to anyone who may wish them. I didn't come with a speech. I just thought, I'd be here and be present, but yeah.
Well,
I would encourage.
We discussed your issue at the committee of the whole meeting that you missed, but it will be on the consent agenda for the next meeting that we have, I believe.
February 23rd.
February 23rd.
Okay, I've gone about 2 months without an income, so I was really hoping that it would get passed today, but I do thank you for your consideration. Thank you so much.
It will be on the agenda for the February 23rd. We have to go through the process as
Right.
far as discussed at the committee of the whole, and then it'll be on the next agenda.
That's fine.
Right,
I
and because
understand.
because it didn't get agended for today, I can't pass it today.
Of course. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
Anybody else wishing to speak? Not hearing from anybody, we'll close public comment, and we'll move on to the consent agenda. Trustee Karas.
I make motion to approve the items on the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
So I hear a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye.
Called on
Opposed?
Karis.
Oh.
Oh, aye.
She was just asking why I didn't do it, and I said, because he called on Mr. Karis, so that's okay. I'll get my motion in. One day in 2026, I will get it in.
My cheat sheet said that I was supposed to call on Dave. And you get the consent motion the next meeting,
Yes.
because that has your thing on it from the cow meeting.
From the donation.
We haven't forgotten about you. Okay.
Fighting over it, eh?
Everybody's just very eager to do the village's work.
That's right.
Okay, so let's move to Public Works, which is Trustee Washburn. We have a discussion, possible motion to award a contract for State Highway 20 North Frontage Road Box Culvert Replacement.
That's correct, President DeGroot. I'd like to make a motion to award the contract for the State Trunk Highway 20 North Frontage Road Box Culvert Replacement Project to the low bidder KR Contractors, Inc. for an amount of $145,238.46.
Second.
So I hear a motion and a second. Is there any discussion from
I don't
Tony?
know if Tony wants to fill this in or not, but this was kind of interesting, because we had looked at this project at the stormwater utility last year, and the bids came in very high, and there were some issues with the whole situation. So, based on the head of our Public Works, Tony Byer recommended that we hold it off and rebid it this spring, and I think we were actually like 20,000 under the original estimate by by R.A. Smith, by our engineer. So his advice was well taken to hold off and wait, and we've now saved an additional amount of funds to get this box culvert repaired.
Taxpayers like that. Okay, so in the matter of the box culvert contract, do I need a voice on that?
You can do however you like.
Let's just do a voice vote. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So that motion is carried. Let's go to discussion, possible motion to award a contract for Somerset Drive sanitary sewer relay.
So again, I'd like to make a motion to award the contract for the Somerset Drive sanitary sewer relay project to the low bidder Globe Contractors, Inc. for an amount of $457,063.41.
Second.
I saw your motion in a second. Any further thoughts on that, Nancy?
This one's a little different because this was a little more complicated project. Tony may want to fill in the blanks on it, but we are actually making some repairs and relaying some sewer that has been causing problems off of Somerset and Airline Road area. So we're actually going to be solving a lot of problems with this sewer relay. Unless Tony has anything else he'd like to add.
I can weigh in briefly on what we're doing here. This is the relay of about 1,300 feet of sewer downstream of some areas where we've historically had basement backups, capacity issues, whatnot. We bid this two different ways because of site constraints. We bid an open cut alternative and then what's called pipe bursting. We bid a pipe bursting alternative, which is a trenchless method of installation. And also included in this contract is about a 100-foot sewer relay off of Meadow Lane Avenue. And we included this with the Somerset contract because the work is very similar in nature, and it keeps us from having to administer and bid two different projects. So we bid them together, and ultimately the low bidder was chosen by the Meadow Lane Avenue relay amount and the low bid of either the open cut or pipe bursting alternative for the Somerset portion. So a little bit convoluted, but in the end, the numbers turned out great. We're very happy with where we're at, I think our design engineer and estimator thought we'd have a much more difficult project than the way the numbers came in, but that's only a good thing.
So when you say relay, is that like a small-scale lift station?
No, a relay is just to tear out the old pipe and put in a new one in the
Oh,
same spot.
relayer.
Yes.
Okay.
Relay as in, yeah,
Okay. Any other thoughts? Okay, so in the matter of the Somerset Drive sanitary sewer relaying,
relayment?
relayment? Yeah, sounds good. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So that motion carries. Reports, I think administrator has something?
I just have one item. I just wanted to, I'm excited to share that this week's episode of the John McGivern's Main Street program highlights the villages of Mount Pleasant and Pleasant Prairie. All of the PBS stations in Wisconsin and YouTube will be airing it, so please tune in
When?
this Thursday.
Thursday? And
Thursday
how do
the
you,
12th.
where do you find it?
It is on PBS, the local PBS stations all over Wisconsin, and then YouTube.
And
In
YouTube.
the Midwest, et cetera, those will be done at a different date, but for the Wisconsin's PBS stations and YouTube, it'll be up as of Thursday.
The Pleasant
saw
Cities,
it
I
on
think they're
Facebook.
calling it, right?
What was that?
I think it's called the Pleasant Cities
That's right.
episode.
And I think that airs at about 7 o'clock. Don't hold me to it, unless you know better.
I do not know better.
I don't. All right, one last motion.
Move to adjourn.
Second?
You have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We stand adjourned. Thank you very much, everybody.